Good afternoon, members of the media, colleagues, members of our emergency services, professionals, and people of Bermuda. Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming. It is a wonderful afternoon here down at Clearwater Fire Station. I thank you all for coming for the launch of the East and the West Ambulance Service. Bermuda is indeed fortunate to have highly committed and trained emergency medical technicians, or EMTs in short, who respond to emergency service situations all across our island home. We thank both the Bermuda Hospitals Board and the Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service, who provide the dedicated and most qualified EMTs who respond around the clock to every emergency call. While the Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service EMTs can respond to multiple locations around the island from multiple locations on the island, up until today, the only ambulances that could bring people to the hospital are those that are dispatched and released from the hospital in Paget. However, from this day forward, people who fall ill or are involved in any accidents in the outer parishes or anywhere in between will no longer have to wait for an ambulance to be dispatched from Paget. Whether it's a stroke victim, where any delay in medical care can be critical in any life-saving implications that could be, or an accident victim who has head trauma or losing blood. Certainly every second counts in vital life-saving situations, and the aim here is to get people to the care they need as quickly as possible. So from today on, there will be ambulances that are stationed in the East and the West who can respond efficiently and quickly to the emergency department without delay. I have to say that this is a significant enhancement when you consider the growing cruise and business hub and dockyard, as well as the World Heritage Site in St. George's that we're immensely proud of. As Premier and Minister of National Security, I know how vital it is for us to improve our emergency services to our residents and visitors alike wherever possible, and to reduce the time it takes to get our residents from the East and the West into the emergency care they need in Paget. This government made a commitment in the throne speech last year that this service would be introduced. And so today, the Minister and I and all our colleagues are pleased to announce that that promise has been kept to the people of Bermuda. It required two of Bermuda's emergency services to come together and to make it happen in the most effective and the most efficient way possible. And the results of that collaboration will now benefit all of our residents and our visitors. So I'm delighted to make the announcement today, and I'm joined by my honorable colleague, the Minister of Health, Environment and Seniors, Minister Atherton, and together we proudly officially launch an improved medical emergency response service throughout Bermuda. Minister Atherton, over to you.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Premier Dunkley. I'm very pleased to see this important enhancement to Bermuda's ambulance services is now fully operational. I would like to thank, on behalf of the government, the Bermuda Hospitals Board and the Bermuda Fire and Rescue Services for working together to make this possible. It might seem like a small adjustment to the island's emergency service, but the impact is significant as it essentially changes the dynamics of how we respond to emergencies at either end of the island. It is faster and more effective and will help us to care for those most critically ill or injured. Both the Bermuda Hospitals Board and the Bermuda Fire and Rescue Services, their teams have worked extremely hard on this project to ensure a seamless emergency response for people in Bermuda. Thank you both for ensuring that our residents receive the fastest, most effective ambulance service possible. Thank you.
Now, before I invite any questions from members of the media, I want to take this opportunity not only to again thank all our emergency service providers for the work they do, but I want to make it known to the media the professionalism that we have here in Bermuda. Not a month goes by where I do not get receipt of some type of message to me about the tremendous service that takes place with our emergency medical responders, and just most recently The Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service was recognized by insurance personnel overseas for the outstanding job that they have done to investigate the cause of a big fire that we had just weeks ago. So as Premier and the Minister of National Security, I'm comforted by the qualified, professional, and caring people we have, and it is right that we recognize them every opportunity you get. So thank you guys for the great work you do. Really appreciate it. Any questions? Well, that's an interesting question. First, I don't think it's taken a long time. We made the commitment in the throne speech last year, but we had to get it right. And we got it right. In fact, I think I can let the cat out of the bag that we've been doing trial runs since the beginning of the year. And we know we can get it right. And we wanted to make sure that we were coming to life and death situations at times. We had it in the bag, and we feel comfortable and confident now.
I got a comment from Mr. Bassam because he's lobbied for this for years. So how rewarding is this, Mr. Bassam, that this is finally come to St. George and at the investment end?
Well, I would like to say thank you to all the emergency teams, and thank you to my Honorable Premier and my Minister for listening to the voice from the East. And all I have to say, this is just the beginning of great things to come under the One Bermuda Alliance government. And on behalf of Suzanne Holshouser and Nandi Outerbridge, we would like to say thank you to the emergency services for bringing this to fruition.
As far as the East End goes, they're going to be operating out of here. At the West End, where will they be operating out of?
Port Royal. Not the golf course, the fire station. Just want to be clear. All stations had a response vehicle coming out, but it was a fire service vehicle, so they could go and give the attentive care need be, but they couldn't take patients back to the hospital until the ambulance came. That's a good question. Somebody from the fire service or hospital want to answer? They put the technical part together. Chief.
First of all, let me assure you that there was no increase in budget or in manpower. As you know, of course, the fire vehicles were attending these EMS calls anyway. So what we did is that in the event that it was just a medical call, then just the ambulance and their crew would go, and then we would move other vehicles from other stations to standby points to cover. So basically what we've done is also use the assistance of the hospital GPS locators so that we know where all our resources are at any one given time.
Anything else?
Does this have any bearing on the decision making over Lamfogo? I think you said that it was going to be a while before any decision was made there.
The hospital's board is currently looking at the utilization of the Lamfogo clinic, and I expect to hear something from them in due course, and at that point in time we will let everybody know what we're going to do.